Well, Ulrich Brückner is Professor of European Studies at Stanford University in Berlin and joins us now. Professor, thanks so much for your time. So this is actually the result that Olaf Scholz wanted, going to get, hopefully, the backing of the electorate for his economic way forward. A calculated risk for him. Do you think it's a wise move for the country?
Well, first of all, it is a political move because all the parties involved expect this to be more or less beneficial for them. Either they couldn't get any influence within the coalition. This is the story of the Liberals, and it's the main reason why they provoked the end of the coalition. And for the two remaining party members in the coalition, it is more or less a reflection of a changing mood in the German society. So I don't really read it as a major crisis of the German political system. After all, the demos has a say, and if the spirit in the demos changes, then the most natural reaction is to elect a new government.
All right, so you think it's perhaps a good move to head for an election in February. It's, of course, coming at a time of great economic uncertainty for the country and globally. There's a lot of turbulence if you look at incoming US President Donald Trump. Do you think that there's a good way forward for the economy? Do you think that there's a right way to handle the economy? Because we've seen this massive conflict between Olaf Scholz and the finance minister he fired. Clearly two very different approaches on how to fix the economy.
Well, there are definitely a lot of exogenous factors why the German economy and also the mood in the country is so negative, and it doesn't really look bright for the coming year. But there are also homegrown problems that are partly structural, like when we look at the composition of the electorate, 40% of the electorate is retired, and you address a workforce that is shrinking in percentage, but at the same time there have never been more people employed in the German economy, and we still see stable jobs in industry, although everyone is complaining that Germany is losing competitiveness. So there are a number of homegrown and external problems that make no matter who is in power in a complicated situation. At the same time, the Ampel coalition, like the three streetlight colors that ended today, they started a program to reform Germany and did a lot of things that people didn't really expect in its far-reaching consequences. So in a way, history repeats itself because we see a similar situation at the end of the Social Democrat government in 2005, when too much has been done too quickly and people rather wanted continuity and voted for a conservative government, which has been in power for the longest time in the history of West Germany. So what we see is not a major shift or a major change in positions. It's more like a calibration of centrist parties. We shouldn't forget the extreme left and the extreme right in the country. This is a new phenomenon. But after all, it's basically a functioning normal democratic procedure.